The problem I see with online dating is that it always automatically involves this aspect of self-commodification or self-manipulation. When you date online, you have to present yourself there in a certain way, putting forward certain qualities. You present an image of yourself. You focus on your idea of how other people should perceive you. But I think that's not how love functions. Even at a very simple level, aren't so-called, I think the English term is endearing foibles, an elementary ingredient on love. You cannot ever fall in love with a perfect person. There must be some tiny, small, disturbing element, and it is only through noticing this element that you say, but in spite of that imperfection, I love him or her. This is why a funny story. They made in Europe, not in the United States, some decades ago when the two big modeling stars were Claudia Schiffer and Cindy Crawford. They made in France, I think, a big opinion poll like, who would you prefer to live with? Cindy Crawford won. You know why? Because of that birth. Doesn't she have a small mole here, whatever birthmark? The idea was Claudia Schiffer is too perfect. There must be some tiny element of imperfection. And now let me tell you a totally crazy personal experience, which happened to me. I was talking once in a faraway country, somewhere in Latin America, of course, I will not say where, to a still very attractive lady, sexually, late 30s, who told me of a strange thing that happened to her. She told me that when her last lover saw her naked, before making love, that he told her, if you were just to lose 3-4 pounds, your body would have been perfect. And I told her, just don't lose 3 or 4 pounds. Because, you know, like if she were effectively to lose 3 or 4 pounds, she wouldn't be perfect. She would just be plain. The illusion of perfection is created precisely by this excess. It's too much, but then you imagine, oh, without this, it would have been perfect. If you take away this excess, you don't get perfection. You know, this is what in psychoanalytic theory we call object cause of desire. Not object of desire. Object of desire in this case is a woman or a man or whatever. But the cause of desire, in the sense of what makes you fall in love, is always a sign of imperfection. So that's for me big problem I'm not doing it, so I don't know enough of it, how to include into online dating this element of contingency. I don't find the problem with online dating in the idea that you are not spontaneous, etc. Listen, we are never spontaneous. If there is a big lesson of all those Big Brother and other reality shows, is that even when we are just ourselves in private life, we always play being ourselves. And I think this is, in a way, a good thing. I mean, when people say, no, you know, all this actor studio mythology, express yourself, be who you really are. Well, I think most people are monsters secretly. I think I like to live in a society where you do whatever you want, just please don't express yourself too much, you know. I like people who know how to control themselves. I believe in proper manners. So this aspect of self-controlling, that you stage a certain image of yourself, this doesn't bother me with online dating. No? I even think, now I will, if you allow me, conclude with another paradox. It would be so interesting to demonstrate how precisely when we act in an apparently wild way, you know, like, let's say, it's not true, but let's say we are talking, in a nice, polite way. Then, for whatever reason, you get mad at me or I get mad at you, and I explode. I start to swear using all dirty words, blah, blah. Now, one would have thought the situation is this one. In normal conversation, we control ourselves. Then, when I cannot any longer control myself, I explode. No, I claim precisely these moments of explosion are the most precisely trained structures, artificial, if you want.